Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining ACEware on this final Wednesday of September for our webinar on ACEweb Staff Access. I'm here with Chuck and Jason, and today you'll be hearing from Brittany Thomason, who is the Senior Registrar with Auburn University at Montgomery. For over 10 years, Brittany has managed registrations, payments, and correspondence for all continuing education and community engagement programs at AUM. She's their keeper of the flame and oversees multiple ACEweb interfaces. She received the ACEware Champion Educator Award in 2015 for her outstanding leadership with her team. She's a fan and user of our ACEweb Staff Access tool, and that's what we're here to talk about today. If you have questions during her talk, write them in the chat box and we'll get them to Brittany. Brittany, we appreciate that you're sharing with us today. We're all ears, and I'll turn over the stage to you.
All right, thank you so much. Welcome, everybody. Today, I'm looking forward to talking to you all about ACEware's Staff Access feature in ACEweb. Basically, it is an extremely useful tool that gives student manager users the ability to handle registrations completely online without having to be physically logged into Student Manager. It's great for managing registrations off-site, at conferences and events, as well as looking up student contact information and also details about courses. There it is. Click over here. There's a little bit of a delay. Okay. So Staff Access, how we use it for AUM continuing education. We use it to look up student name record information. Like, let's say I need to view a phone number or email address for a student. I can log in online and view that information. You can register students for classes, apply payments, and normally when a customer goes online, they usually have to do a credit card. But what's great about a staff web user, you can log in and have the ability to do check or cash as well. And so I'll show you that information later on in the presentation. It's really neat. You view course information as a super instructor, and there's a feature in the system, of course, called Instructor Access, where you provide your instructors access to log in online and view their own rosters. But what this does is it gives you so much more features than what normally an instructor would have, and you can contact students in a course. For setup for Staff Web Access, you must have ACEweb version 0.48, and there's special templates that you'll need to download, and one in particular is called Manager Web. And of course, the Student Manager Help Guide on the ACEware information website will be able to give you that information. And of course, contact your ACEware technician for assistance. Jason is, he has an awesome webinar that goes into detail about Staff Web Access as well, and it's in the webinar archive. This is a sample login screen that we have, and where you enter your student manager user credentials. So like whatever you would use to log into your student manager system. So basically features with Staff Web Access, of course you would log in using your student manager credentials. You can search for students and look up detailed information on the student, enroll in courses, and also if you have the Quick Pick feature in your ACEweb, you can do Quick Pick registrations through this area as well. You can edit student contact information on their name record and view their proxy registrations that they've registered. And let's see here, I'll do a quick, let's go over and take a look. So I'm going to go over here to my Staff Web Access. I've actually added, on your normal home screen in ACEweb, you have like home, courses, my account. I added a button to where I could quickly access our Staff Access. So it'd be easier for me to get to. I'm going to enter my student manager credentials. So when you first log in to Staff Web Access, you're going to see this screen, and it says like that you're logged in as staff member, and it'll show your ID. And here's your different options that you have: looking up the student, creating a student account, and viewing detailed information on a course. For example, we will look up a student. We have a large database, so sometimes it does take a minute to load the list. So just a second and it'll pull up the name list. All right, let's see. Here's my little test name record that I have in the system. I like to have test name records because it's just very helpful for me to practice and teach myself how to do different things. Over here, you click that to log in. And after you click the name to log in as that person, at the top, it's going to appear as though you are that particular student. So it's going to make it look like they are doing the registration, but you are actually doing the registration for them. So I'm logged in here, and I would like to view information about this student. So I'm going to edit name record. So here's your list over here, student options. It says that I'm logged in as the student. The name, you can see that information. Enroll that student in a course. You can do the quick pick, edit their information, and view their course history and everything. It's really a nice tool. Let's see if I want to edit the name record. All right. So here is my test name record, and I could go in here and update any information. Like if I go, I'll add in a phone number there and copy. And you can update information on the student. Check their interest areas. Let's say this person wants to know more information about these two interests, if they want to be sent a catalog and so forth. And you can see the you can see the other names that this particular person has registered. This is helpful for training coordinators. As an example, we have law enforcement training programs, and we have a lot of training coordinators will register their officers for programs, and so their own officers don't log in here, so the training coordinator would come in here, and he would have a list of all these names in here, and they can also come in here and update their names. So let's see, I'm going to update the account. Okay, and of course I could view this person's course history, change their password. Well, yeah, Jason, would that apply here?
Or for which one? Say again.
I guess like haven't given me the ability to change the password for this student. I'm showing the button right here.
Yeah, you can change the password. However, the important thing to note is that with Staff Web Access, when you're logged in as a staff member as a student, you don't actually need their password at any point. So if you were like at a kiosk or someone came into the front desk and said, I'm having a lot of trouble changing my password, you could do this with them to kind of show them what it would look like if they were to log in and do it themselves and actually change that password right there.
Okay, just confirming. Thank you so much.
You bet.
Yeah, because I wasn't sure about that. And you can view that information about the student and look at their history and everything. It's really neat. Look at their completed courses. And let's see here. So now we're going to go back to applying payments to registration. So let's see. Go back over here. Getting ahead of myself a little bit. So with the Staff Web Access, there's multiple payment options for the student manager user. Like I said earlier, you can do credit card, cash, or check. Now, for a credit card, it is more secure if there are some like online, like some payment providers that will have like a swipe machine. We in particular use Bluefin because we have like a little swipe machine, so it encrypts all the numbers for security, so I don't have to like type in the number. I could just swipe it. Let's say if I'm at an event or something. So you can do that, and of course cash or check. And whenever a customer, like a student, is logged in, they don't ever see the cash or check option. So it's only for the student manager user to see that option. And payments are completely online, so you're actually not logged into your student manager database at your desk. So like if you're off-site, that's what's so great about this. And when you do payments through here, if you run Cashbox reports from your system, it will display your student manager username on the report. So that's really helpful. Here's a screenshot of what the payment screen looks like. Of course, at the top, let me get this little thing over here. There's a little delay in this mouse. I apologize. Okay. All right. Up here is your credit card information. Basically, it needs to match the information that's on the credit card, your name on the card, address, and so forth. And then you would click the button to go to the payment service. Down below is if you have a check or cash, and you can do that option if you are registering the student that way. And that's what it would look like on the screen. And you would hit down here, you'll have the two different buttons, cash or check. Here. Okay. You can view detailed course information in Staff Web Access, viewing rosters for any course, the description, enrollment numbers, max number of participants, the waiting list, and you can then view the instructor information as well. You can export the roster to an Excel spreadsheet or a PDF document. This is also the area, if you have the attendance tracking module, this would be the place where you would be able to track attendance, and I believe the grade book as well. You can view information on canceled courses. Now, through this area, you can view information about the course, but you're not able to cancel the course. In this, you would have, if you needed to cancel a course, you would have to do that from Student Manager in your desktop. And you can contact students by email directly from Staff Web Access. So here's a screenshot. I'll show you a live feed just a second. Of course, when you're logged in, you'll see the staff member, and there's my name at the top. And then when you first log in, you're not going to see the list of courses right away because you have access to view all the courses in your system. And down here at the bottom, you would click to get courses. And here's kind of a little screenshot of what a sample course looks like. At the top, you can view the roster of the course, and it would be in this tab, Course Details. You can view all this information, the dates of the course, the meeting times, the location, and even the max number of participants, and the coordinator, instructors, and so forth. And there's a tab where you can export the data. All right, let's go on over and take a look. So I need to go back. I'm just going to do this button to go back to my home screen. So I'm still logged in. Well, I'm logged in as a student, but I'm still also logged in as the staff member. So I would like to view course information. So I'm going to click over here. All right, see, when I first log in, here's the first screen that you see, and there's filter options. So if you want to view current and upcoming classes, you can have that box checked. If you want to see inactive classes, like old classes, you can check that box to view that information. And so down here, I'm just going to go ahead and I think I have a test class. Let's see. We can, and then down here, get courses. All right, so for example, here's a list of some courses that I have access to view. And you can see the start date and the end date, the time, how many's enrolled, and the meeting times. And over here, I would like to see the list of people that are registered. So you'll go over here, and this is actually a similar screen as what a regular instructor would see. But you have more features than they do. I'm going to click the list so I can view the list. All right, so here's my test class. Your course title is up here, and the date, the time, the location. Here's all my students in this class. There's 5 students enrolled, and it shows the contact information. This roster can be customized. Sometimes for events, we like to know a number of seats for like how many people are attending, or if somebody has purchased two tickets to an event, like there'll be like a number 2 over here, so like over here. But I customized this roster to view that information. You could add in here cell phone, t-shirt size, any of the fields in the name record that you would like to view. And then, of course, we like these tabs. They're very helpful. So we want to look at the course details. Okay, so we have 5 enrolled, nobody on the waiting list. And here's the detailed information about your course. And your course description, there's notes at the bottom down here. And in Student Manager, where this data pulls from, in the course screen, there is a comments tab, and I believe this information is from the comments tab. And of course, your course description will display down here. And that's the catalog code is what this is here. Okay, and of course, here's the tab where you can export your roster to a PDF document. You could print it, save it to Excel, and you can have an attendance sheet. And usually we like to do Excel for me. And here, email students, if you are an Outlook user, it is recommended to do this Outlook user button right here. And it will blind copy the students in the email so they won't see each other's email addresses. So, all right. Do we have any questions, I guess, that
things are going just fine, Brittany. Carry on.
Okay. Okay, very good. All right. Let's see. I think it would be neat to show you all doing a registration this way. So we're going to go back to finding a student and registering them in a class. So I'm going to go back to Staff Access. And I'm actually still logged in as that student, but I think they may already, well, we'll see. We'll just go ahead and roll it a course. Let's do personal development. Let's say this person really wants photography. So there's a class coming up soon in October. I'm going to click on the course title. It's going to take me over to the registration screen. As you can see up here at the top, the gear sign, it shows you if you're still logged in as that student or whichever student you are logged in as. So I'm going to enroll myself. All right, this person is getting the early bird discount. They heard about it through Google. And this is customizable too. This is the source code, I believe, or the tracking code. I think they're connected. And let's say, all right, I'm going to proceed to checkout. Okay, so this is a similar screen as what a student would see, but again, they will not see cash or check or invoice. They would only see credit cards. Because I'm a Staff Web Access user, I can see all the options. So let's say Ace Thomason has given me a check. I'm going to register them with check 12345. And I'm going to click check over here. It's completing the registration. It sends the student a confirmation email, and I can view the transaction completed screen. So they are registered for the course. Let's see here. And yeah, so that's pretty much doing a sample registration with Staff Web Access. If we want to go back, you know, you can create a student account, view in detailed information, you can log off. And I could log off this student and view that information as well. It's very helpful. I actually used Staff Web Access recently because we were traveling off-site to an event in Dothan, and I needed to email the class some information. I was the passenger, we were riding down the interstate, and I sent an email to the class. So it was great. I was just, you know, I was able to log in online with my staff credentials. I didn't have to be in Student Manager, and I was able to view the information. So it was really nice. My supervisor uses this all the time because she's always traveling off-site, so she can view detailed information on her courses too. So it's really helpful. Okay. All right. I think this is a good place for questions.
Okay, I'm going to have a question for the audience here real quick. Can you do a raise of hands? I'm curious to know how many people may be using this feature already. If you are currently using the Staff Web Access, can you raise your hand up? Let's see if we have any that are just reviewing this, or if everybody is a first time hear of this. Boy, Brittany, I'm not seeing any hands at all. So this was really good information for everybody to have.
Oh,
Appreciate that. Very good.
It is very helpful. And it's really easy to get set up and get with your ACEware technician to help you get it set up. And that way you can have this capability. In the past, before this feature was, before ACEware created this feature, I created myself as a, quote, instructor. And I would connect my name to courses as the instructor in order to log in and view the information.
Very good. Yeah, there's always a plan B, isn't there, of how to work around things. So, wow, very, very good. Very good. Brittany,
I didn't want my name to show up on, like, let's say I wanted to print a roster and it shows who the instructor is. I didn't want my name showing up on the roster. So this feature is great. It won't show your name on the roster. This is just a behind-the-scenes feature.
Very good. Very good. Well, Brittany, and folks, you're going to have a question when you log off the webinar today about how many of you may be interested in using this. And if you think of questions along the way, give me an email and I can get that to Jason and help out there. So, Brittany, we appreciate so much that you gave us this session today, and I'll remind everybody that you'll need ACEweb version 48 or higher to have the templates you need to access this. And I want to tell you that we have another great webinar coming up next month. And this is going to be, I'm going to take some controls back here, Brittany, so I can tell you about our webinar for next month. Our next month's webinar is on financial frenzy. We would like you to join us. Chuck is going to talk about using the budget builder to kind of make your life easier and bring calm and order to your financial responsibilities. So we hope you'll join us again on Wednesday, October the 16th. And remember to join us early in October for our update webinar. That'll be on October 9th, so you can see what will be new in Student Manager. So not seeing any other questions, we will let you get back to your afternoon. Thanks again, Brittany. Have a good afternoon, everyone, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye now.